All right. So this will be my portfolio showcase. I just gonna go over everything. I think that's the best way to do this. I can't get Loom to work, so you won't be able to see my face. Don't know why. It says I have several free videos, but for some reason it does not work for me. So this will be my portfolio showcase. I'm gonna just go over everything, like I said. So we'll start with the portfolio and the projects. This is my actual web portfolio. It's live online right now. You can see peterleback.com. I have my Favicon um, uh, fixed on there. This is my actual domain name that I paid for. All right. So then we have here basically the home screen layout. You can go to the bottom, you click on contacts. It'll show you my different contacts. We can go to my Instagram. Shows just a lot of different projects. I don't have like a large following on Instagram or anything, so I don't really worry too much about what is posted on here. But I do have some cool things on my Instagram. But a lot of it's just I just like make stuff and then I post it on my Instagram, and then some of it looks good, some of it doesn't. Anyways, that is my Instagram. But yeah. Anyway, back to the web page. Basically, wrong one. All right. So then we can go to my Behance. We can see all my projects on my Behance, kind of laid out for you there. A little bit more organized than my Instagram. And then my LinkedIn page. Definitely more organized. I do post some of my projects on Instagram. Nobody ever sees them or comments on them, but that's okay. And then, yeah, we have my background and all that stuff. Sorry, I don't know why I checked that. Let's see. Where was I? Anyways, so back to the projects. All right, we'll start with the first one, the Haunted Hut app. And you can click on either the actual word, or you can click on the button, either way. And actually on the home screen, I do have it set up where you can click on the pictures as well. And you can see I added a couple cool things on there. You have the highlights when you hover over that. Anyways, this is the Haunted Hut app. Basically, I created a brand. One of the things I really wanted to get into with design is just restaurant design, branding and stuff. It seems like a lot of fun to me, and it's something I really wanted to try to get into. So I just decided to make some like restaurant brands out of the blue for myself. And this is one of the ones I created. I created it a long time ago, and I made a lot of bad stuff for it, stuff that like just didn't work out well. But now that I have more experience and skill, I decided to go back and try to redo it a little bit. It's not 100% done, but you can see the application looks really good now. I created the logo and the application and everything for it. This is based upon a lot of it I took from just UI applications I saw online. But one thing I did do was I looked at Papa John's and the way they set up their application, and I kind of I based a lot of what I did on kind of just what Papa John's did. So we can see here different rewards you can get, all these different screens, crust options, different pizzas and sizes, and we got all different kinds of creepy names, vampire garlic, witch herb, different things. And if you get in, you can kind of see I even put different haunted titles and themes and different things for the restaurants, or for the pizzas. Anyways, but yeah. And then I custom made some of the logos, not all of them. Some of them are, I think, like this one and this one. I think probably just these two I made. But the rest of them are, yeah. But yeah, I did try to make some custom logos. Sorry. Anyways, so that would be the first project. And I don't know, like I said, that was not even a part of any school project. It was just something I did on my own. And I do want to explore more into that and try to make it a little better. Or I may just veer off and just do a whole new restaurant. So ClearPath, this is one of my better applications that I did. I did it for design with new technology. Basically, we had to find new and upcoming technologies that actually exist and create brands and products around them. And it has to feature some kind of new technology. So for this one, I featured a couple different new technologies, which I'll go over in a second. But basically, it's a health monitoring app, and it only monitors stuff that relate to alcohol. Now, you would think that would be a small majority of health issues, but alcohol affects a lot of health issues. Basically, I mean, I read an article recently that said, if you drink alcohol, you're committing slow suicide, basically. Because alcohol leads to multiple different types of cancers. It leads to cardiovascular disease. It leads to speech impediments. It leads to brain dysfunctions. It leads to just dehydration, insomnia. There's a plethora of different things that are related to alcohol. And actually, I talked about it, and let me see. I think I have it on here. Let me see. All right. Hello, everybody. This is the ClearPath app. This is an application I created. It is a health monitoring app that is geared around sobriety. It is going to track all the health analytics related to alcohol abuse and alcohol consumption. It has AI support, and it has an Apple Watch and phone features. All right, so basically, when we start our sales presentation, we want to identify the problem, and here's the problem. 1 in 10 deaths among working age adults is due to excessive alcohol use. Over 29 million Americans struggle with alcohol use disorder. Alcohol is linked to over 200 diseases and health conditions. So ClearPath is here to help avoid this situation. We want to monitor all health analytics. So I'll probably add this video to my portfolio. Key here with the application, what we're trying to. I'll show you in a little bit why it was so difficult to get my other video. I have another video on my portfolio that it was just so difficult to get it on there. Rehab, Alcoholics Anonymous, and self-help books. Traditional rehab is very expensive, and insurance. Anyways, I won't make you watch the whole thing, but Alcoholics Anonymous has a one-size-fits approach. Basically, I can kind of show you how the application works. So what Joel can do is he can pull out his app, or his phone, and he can log into the app. This is the design I created for the app. I really love the login screen. I love the glass effect we have here. And you see on the home screen, it has his milestones and days that he's been sober. We can see his stress level report here. We can see his sleep monitoring, heart rate, beats per minute, hydration levels, calories, all things that are related to alcohol consumption. We can see a monthly breakdown at different times he's relapsed, different milestones he's hit. We have daily motivational reads. We have calories that he avoided by not drinking, how much. I really just want to show the AI feature on here. Now, if he feels like he's going to relapse, he can pull out the AI chat and he can ask it a question. Say like, oh, I created those bouncing balls, and then I created that little AI feature down at the bottom. On-demand support and help him through that critical area where he really needs to talk to somebody about his drinking. All right, so that is a breakdown of the phone. So that is the. So basically, that's the video. I'm probably going to add it to my portfolio. Related to alcohol that we can add. There's some coding issues. Just trying to get my I feel like this application would help stuff onto my web portfolio, but I'll eventually get that on there. Anyways, so that basically explains a little bit about the ClearPath app. Here was some older designs that I originally came up with for it. As we can see, this was the original logo, and the logo, I changed it. This was the original ClearPath, and this was the logo. Basically, it's a minimalistic path with a sun setting. I saw no issues with it. I thought it looked good. Professor Murphy did not, so I ended up changing it to this. And then this was the new logo. I think they both look good, but I don't know. I didn't see a reason to change it, but then that's here nor there. Regardless, um, this was the original login pages. I did add show one with the new logo on it, but basically it would have two settings that you could click this little button at the top, and basically it would change from this to this, or whichever login screen you actually wanted, and then the rest of the application would follow that color scheme. So basically, if you wanted this color scheme, the whole application would cover that, and this color scheme, the whole application would have that color scheme, and you could just change that by clicking on that. But I got rid of that as well, and just kept it all basically one color, so it's not too confusing. This is the iPhone. This is another new technology that I added into the project. Basically, it tracks. It's a real technology. It's just not like set up for for an Apple Watch or anything like that. It's a real technology that they're working on though for personal use. Basically, it tracks your heart rhythms and can tell exactly how inebriated you are based upon your heart rhythms. Also, other things that the watch can do: monitor your heart. We have the AI chat. Basically, like I already showed you, it's geared towards sobriety. Basically, the artificial intelligence will help you with your sobriety goals. Basically, it's going to be programmed to kind of just gear its answers towards helping you with, avoiding alcohol. Here's some other ideas I had for the watch. This was like another home screen idea I had. Nothing wrong with it or whatever. I just went with the other one. I think it looks good. This one looks good. This is another way to do the AI chat on your phone instead of this way. Once again, nothing really wrong with it. I just preferred this one. And then we have some other things like, your alarm system, or, tracking your sleep. We have a GPS, different things like that. Just regular things you'd find in an Apple Watch. So we'll go to the Nomad app. This was a UI challenge. I don't know, like if y'all know in Web 2, like every week or every other week or whatever, you have a or UI challenge. It's just a quick project just to work on some UI, to show your skills, basically show what you can do. They'll just throw out a random topic for you and be like, what was some of the UI challenges? Like one of them was create a login screen for like a website, or one of them was like, create a portfolio box or something that you would put on. I don't know. Here, look, let me show you. I don't remember. They're on here though. UI challenges. All right. So basically, one was a travel itinerary app that it wasn't even supposed to be an app. It was just a travel itinerary. You could make it however you wanted to. I chose to make it into an app. One was a weather widget. That was my weather widget. Business cards. Testimonial page. I made that when I was first working on Outpost, so it still has the original Outpost logo and all that stuff. Profile card. Web login page. Different things like that. Those were your UI challenges. All right, so basically this was a UI challenge. It was to make a travel itinerary for 3 days. Like I said, didn't have to be an application, didn't have to be a web design or anything like that. Just had to be an itinerary for 3 days. They showed us some UI for it in class, and it wasn't really the professor's fault, but like the UIs they were showing for us, I was like, this doesn't even make any sense. I was like, this literally just looks like somebody just made an itinerary for their vacation on their computer. I was like, how does that show UI skills? I mean, basically I could have just whipped one up in Canva, just had them make me a template for it and just filled out the information. Like, but I decided to go a different direction and just create it into an app, which actually turned out really well. The professor liked it, and I got like 100% on that or something like that. 1 second, I'm just gonna grab my plug. All right, I had to plug in my laptop because if my computer died and I had to redo this again for the third or fourth time, I was going to be mad. Anyways, so yeah, I created it into the travel itinerary, into basically a little app. I had no idea for a brand, no idea for a color scheme, no idea for anything when I created these 3 pieces right here. Just trying to complete the UI challenge. Funny enough, though, I am from Houston, and pretty much everything on here I have been to. And so when I went back and did this project for this class, portfolio class, I went ahead and created a brand out of it. So this is the brand logo I created. It actually looks really good. It doesn't really look good on this background, though. I probably need to either darken that or just pick a light or lower the opacity on the background or something like that to make the earth look a little bit clearer. But other than that, I think the logo looks really good. And I think the UI for this just looks really good too. There's definitely some more things I could do with it, make it look a little bit better. I could probably redo the logos a little bit, or the icons, I mean, because those aren't even my icons. I could probably make something a little bit better than those. And probably just add some more screens and different things. But other than that, I think it looks great. Anyways, and so this would be my next project, would be the Outpost. This was a rural communication application. Okay, basically it was once again for new technology, design tech for new technologies or whatever. One of the new technologies that I use is for communication devices in rural places that have no cell service. This is a technology that already exists. Basically, it is. It shows. I'm sorry, lost my train of thought. Basically, it uses a Bluetooth web technology. The technology already exists, and basically, what it does is it enables people in areas without cell service to communicate with each other using that Bluetooth web technology. So this is something that a lot of places people use for when they're out hiking or when they live in rural communities or areas that have no cell service, or when they're doing rescue missions or different things like that where there is no ability to connect to a cell tower. So for this project, I specifically chose Bedford, England, because Bedford, England, I read has a large problem with people not being able to see or use cell service, but they are a very big farming community in England. So most people are farmers out there, and most people do not have cell service. And so that can be a big problem. I did not post a video on here, but I did have a video for it that explains everything a little bit better. I will definitely need to fix this video though.
All right, so once again, I'm gonna just
because it's terrible.
Briefly talk about my Outpost app presentation. Basically, this app is for rural communication areas or just any area that has a lack of cell service. It's designed to help communication between first responders, setting for this presentation is going to be Bedford. Farming plays a big role, and the reason why this is important is because poor mobile reception on farms could have fatal consequences.
Actually, I think I did pretty good with this video.
You are within range of him. All he'd have to do is actually click on one. And by the way, this is a real map of Bedford, England. I know it looks a little crazy, talking each other, or they could just chat.
Actually, I think I just need to post that video. I think it's probably fine. Regardless, basically, we have the advertisement ideas for Outpost. I created the logo and everything. And I created these advertisement ideas in Lightroom. This one's obviously way better than this one. This one has some issues, but I like them both. And then I posted on my portfolio some of these slides just to kind of show. I feel like these are more like advertisement slides, so I just wanted to show them a little bit and let people know that Outpost can be used for recreational use as well as first responder type use. These are some different screens, home screens that I played around with. This is the old logo that I designed, the original logo I designed for it. I didn't really have an issue with it. It's supposed to be like a satellite type thing. Some people just weren't getting it, so I went with this one, which is very just nail on the head. But the old screen was definitely outdated for sure. I did add in basically some UI to show basically if you got an alert from Outpost, it would show you how the alerts would come in and look like on your screen. I think these 3 screens here are just really good looking screens. These are actual pictures I took. This is my mom's neighborhood, the neighborhood I grew up in. So these were from when I went down for Christmas, like, I don't know, a few years ago. I just took some pictures and then used them for this project. Don't remember why I took the pictures because they're pretty random pictures, but I think I was shooting off fireworks, and I was just shooting, and I was just decided to take some pictures when I was shooting off fireworks. Regardless, I think that looks really good. And then we have basically the home screen here, how it would be laid out, the Bluetooth chats, everything, how everything would be laid out. You do have the ability to send an SOS message with Outpost, and basically this shows you how you would press and record your messages and different things like that, and then how you could send it out to different people in the area. If you do need to find a cell tower, I did add the ability to find a cell tower. You have your emergency profile on there that could just be popped up instantly. It's just right here, basically just boop, you just click on that and then boop, it pops up. So in case like you're injured and then finally, emergency shows up, you're not trying to like you can just pull that out and show them on your phone, and they'll be able to know everything that you're looking for. And then we have a 2-way radio on there. Basically you can switch to the different channels, and it would basically just be like any first responders 2-way radio that they could use. All right, and then so we will go to the Haunted Hut website. This is for the Haunted Hut application brand that I designed. So the video is a little bit blurry. I think it's just an issue with the coding. There was a lot of issues trying to get the website or the video to be on my website. I don't know. But basically, I created this whole video with the website. I created that one too. I created the pizza one in After Effects. I think it looks cool. Yeah, I created that in After Effects. The only thing I would say is not really working for the website is basically the footer. I definitely want to change the footer. So, and then here's kind of a layout of how the website would look. Probably need to update this one as well. I don't know why it came out kind of blurry on this one. I don't know what the deal is with that. I uploaded it just like I uploaded everything else on here. So I don't know what the issue is, but I'll fix that in coding, I guess. All right, so that was that project. Basically, that project was brand new for this class. I had started working on it right before this class started, and I really hadn't done anything with it other than I created a little bit of a layout for it. But basically, the whole project was created during this class for this website. Well, like 90% of it. So Shape Splash This was one of my first projects that I did in Figma. It was terrible. I mean, I thought it was amazing at the time. I thought it was the best thing I ever created in my life. But now that I look back at it, I could tell it's terrible. But basically, it was for an assignment. Basically, we had to make a children's application that helped them learn stuff. And basically, I wanted to help them learn like colors and shapes and stuff. So basically, the little fish or the turtle, whichever one you picked, would float through the ocean. And you want a pink square, you hit it, and you collect coins, different things like that. And if you messed up, you would lose coins and you'd have to start over, different things like that. And basically, the UI was terrible, so I fixed all the UI and just made it look a lot better and a lot cleaner. I think it looks great now. I just want to show you real quick, though, because it is kind of cool. And this is something I may add to my portfolio with the new UI, because this is the old UI. But basically, I can show you, I can control the fish on the D-pad. And I created all this in Figma. Like, I'm moving the fish right now. So the game actually works. Like, I mean, it's not like fully coded or anything, so I can't actually collect coins or anything like that. But, I did figure out how to make it do this. And I think that's pretty cool because I was just starting out with Figma, and I mean, these buttons work and everything too. Like, I was just starting out, and for me to make that when I was just learning about Figma, I thought it was pretty cool. Got a decent grade on that one, actually. I think he took pity on me because I really didn't know what I was doing. Anyways, so for my next project, the WasteWise application, this was another new design technology. Basically, the technology does exist. It's smart trash cans that they have in different cities. Basically, I'll show you on here. Basically, one of the issues with trash littering, going into the ocean, different things like that, is from this problem right here, overflowing trash cans. And this is what creates a lot of litter around cities. They have no solar trash compaction, so they can't compact themselves. There's no real-time data trackings. There's no app-controlled scheduling for pickups and different things. So, they just kind of overflow, let trash out into the streets and all that. So we do have the So basically, this is what the trash can would actually look like. This is a real smart bin in a city, and I just added my logo to it. Basically, but you can see the project here. Not the greatest PowerPoint, but I just wanted to show people a little bit about the project. I might make a video on it as well. But this is one of the first projects I did in new technology, design tech, so it's not as well laid out as some of the other ones that I did. But I still think it's pretty cool. I do like the home screen. WasteWise would be used mainly by like a city workers and different things like that. So this would be like a city worker's iPad workstation. They can see the different bins, different notifications about bins around the city. They can track their CO2 footprints, energy usage, waste and recycling, different things like that. Basically, on the map, you would click on your different bin, and this map moves around. You can kind of like go all over the city with it. And basically, you click on a bin. Once you get to the bin, you can see their pickup schedules, which you can change and edit. You can see the average fill levels and energy usage, scheduling, all that stuff. You can see different alerts from the bin. You can see the monthly breakdown of different trash that's collected. All these different things. You can schedule pickups, all these different things for the app. All right. And then for my final project, the Frosted application, which has become my new favorite brand that I ever created. Basically, so the project started out as I created Carnage cakes. This was one of my first projects I did in Figma. I really didn't know what I was doing once again. But basically the idea was I was going to create a haunted cupcake app. And I created this idea around the same time that I was thinking about the Haunted Hut application. So Carnage Cake was actually supposed to be kind of a spin-off for Haunted Hut. It was going to be like a separate little restaurant theme for Haunted Hut, but with cupcakes. And the idea is great. I like the idea. Didn't know what I was doing with the UI because I didn't even know where to look for UI. When I created this, I created this off the top of my head because I was just creating an application based upon what I thought an application would probably look like. Because nobody had told me to look at Dribbble or all these other sites that I can now look at and be like, oh, okay, so that's how those should look. And those, okay. This was just created off the dome of my head. And it's not that great. It's really not. But when you think about the fact that I really didn't know what I was doing and I hadn't really looked at any other UI, I really didn't have anything to go off of. I was just kind of going off of what I thought it might look like. I would say it's not like terrible. Like, I don't know. It's not like horrible. It's not like the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. Professor disagreed with me. I got an F for that project. But I don't think I deserved an F. But that's here nor there. Regardless, for this class, I went ahead and changed everything. I just went with a whole new design. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to make a cupcake app. I'm not even going to worry about Haunted Hut. I'm not going to worry about making it a spooky theme or anything like that. I'm just going to create a cupcake app, and I'm just going to make it look good. And I was just sitting in front of my TV and just making this, and I just kind of whipped this up right here. And honestly, I think it looks incredible. It is my favorite thing I've created in a while. I really love the color schemes. I love how like just fun and flavorful everything looks. I don't know. Everything about this just looks amazing to me. And maybe that's just my own personal opinion. I don't know. But I mean, there's so much detail in here. I mean, you can't even tell, but like I used like different flavor colors even up here. Like these are like just like a chocolate brown, and then like there was a yellow that I picked for these. I forgot what kind of yellow I used for these, but basically I created this color palette in Adobe Illustrator. Sorry, can't stop yawning. But yeah, regardless, everything just looks fun and delicious, and I think it just looks really good. But I definitely want to create more with this brand and do more with it because I think it's great. I just love it. Love it, love it, love it. What happened there? Okay. I gotta fix that link. I'll fix that link before you even get to this project. All right, so when we go to the About page, the About page here will show you basically who I am, where I go to school, different things that I'm doing as far as creativity and design goes and everything. Just shows you a little bit about who I am, different things I like. Yeah, the picture turns a little bit. Also, I don't know if you've noticed, but this thing turns constantly as we're moving, as you can see. It'll kind of, regardless, but this is my About page. Tells you a little bit about me, everything. All right. And, all right, so I got to remember to fix the link on the Frosted app for the About page. All the other links should work, though. Definitely need to fix that one. Regardless, all right, so there's a couple other things we need to go over. These would be my handouts. We have stickers with my logo. We have stickers with the Frosted app. I created these stickers as well. These just came in yesterday. Wasn't sure if I was going to get them on time because they were supposed to be delivered last week, and they did not get delivered, and they got lost in the mail. And I had to get with Canva, and apparently they're in Australia or something. I don't know, but regardless, I had to get them to like overnight ship these things, and because I was like, man, I need these for this project. Like, it was making me look bad here, but they got them out. These were my business cards. This was my original business card idea. These would also be handouts. I'd probably hand out both of them. This was the original front and the original back down here. Created this business card late at night, like 2 a.m. I knew I had to go to that networking event, so I just wanted to make a business card to hand out. Didn't have any issues with the design except for this big gap right here. And I did not notice that when I was making it. And then I got the cards and I was like, why is there this giant gap here? Also, the card's not dirty. They just sent it to me with this smudgy stuff on the side of it. I don't know what happened with that. Not all of them are like that, but some of them had these like weird dark smudges on them. Regardless. So I basically redid it just because of that. This is the new design. I really like the new design a lot better. I like the blue background, different things like that, which I'll show you in a second. I originally had planned to have a blue background. This would be my thank you card that I would hand out at the portfolio showcase. I didn't print those out just because, who am I going to give them to? And this would be my custom email. And then this is my email signature. All right. Social media icons, favicon, different things like that for the homepage. And then what else did I need to show? Okay, so the cover letter, basically this is a cover letter that just shows I'm applying for a brand designer role, and I just chose my company, Texas Roadhouse. And you know, that would be that cover letter. This would be my resume, my colorful resume. And this is the couple other resume layouts I have that are have a lot less design on them. Do need to change some of the work experience because, you know, I've been kind of front of house, back of house, different things like that at Roadhouse. So I just need to kind of clarify exactly what I do there. Regardless, I think that's everything I needed to show. Don't know what else I needed to show, but I think that's it. All right, so cool. That is my portfolio showcase. I hope I showed everything I needed to show. The only thing I didn't show was the Canyon profile or whatever. I don't know what that is. For GCU's Canyon profile, I don't know what that is. I've seen them online. The GCU Canyon Connect. I've seen the design students on there, their profiles and everything, but the only ones I've seen are the ones that actually work at Canyon Connect, or, you know, that actually work in there with Professor Murphy and do like the internships with them and all that stuff. They all have the portfolios, but like I don't work with them. I don't do an internship with them. Quite frankly, I don't think Professor Murphy really likes me that much. So I haven't even tried. I don't know if he does or not. I don't know. I'm just saying that. But that's the only thing I didn't show here because I don't know what that is. I don't know how to make one for just an online class. So anyways, I hope otherwise that everything I showed is sufficient. Thank you for spending time to listen to all this and listen to me ramble and talk for however long this video is about to be. All right.